Yes. Always. All right. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Like, share, and subscribe. The Lawyer Henderson podcast show is here. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. All right. Well, we didn't do it with Ben Crump all over the place. We didn't need Al Sharpton today. We didn't need Lee Merritt today. Well, but we do got a verdict in the Daunte Wright's investigation. We did get a verdict. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And let's take a look. Now, all of this is fair use. The fair use give us the right to basically, review reports, videos to criticize for educational purpose. I'm pretty sure that ScrewTube know the laws by now, not to mention our freedom of speech. But let's listen.
Members of the jury, have you arrived at a verdict? Okay. Will the deputy please retrieve the verdict forms and provide it to me for review?
Mm-hmm.
Would Miss Potter please rise? I'm now going to read your verdicts as it will appear in the permanent court records of Hennepin County. In the matter of State of Minnesota versus Kimberly Potter, court file number 27 CR 21 7490, we, the jury, on the charge of manslaughter in the first degree while committing a misdemeanor on or about April 11, 2021, in Hennepin County, State of Minnesota, find the defendant guilty. And the verdict was agreed to at the hour of 11:40 a.m. and signed by the jury person on 12/23/21. The verdict on count 2 is we, the jury, on the charge of manslaughter in the second degree, culpable negligence on or about April 11, 2021, in Hennepin County, State of Minnesota, find the defendant guilty. And that verdict was agreed to at 10:30 a.m. on 12/21/21.
All right. Guilty on both of the charges there. Manslaughter, and I think she was also found guilty of second degree manslaughter. We didn't need Benjamin Crump out there mush mouthing. We didn't need Al Sharpton in there, loud talking and yelling at everyone. We didn't need Lee Merritt there, but we got a guilty verdict here. Kim Porter, ex-Minnesota officer, found guilty of manslaughter in the death of Daunte Wright. Potter, who is white, said she meant to use her taser on Wright, a 20-year-old black man, but drew her handgun by mistake and fired a fatal shot. You see these? You see, this is a lie. This was a lie. She basically wanted to shoot him, because she wanted one for the team. Let's just be very frank. But now as she's seeing a lot of these race soldiers going to jail, Amber Guyger, she did the same thing, tried to weaponize her tears. Didn't work for the jury. Didn't sway the jury whatsoever. Okay? But before we get deep into that, I want to also tell you about other breaking news coming out of Hollywood. Man, what is going on in Hollywood? We'll talk about Kim Potter in just a moment. what's going on in Hollywood? Well, let me tell y'all what's going on in Hollywood. Hollywood, y'all been doing some crazy stuff. Let's not forget. Let's see something. In Hollywood, director Bryan Singer, the one who produced X-Men, has been accused of abusing a 17-year-old assistant. Whoa. Now, this man have helped the movie studios bring in a $3 billion franchise with his X-Men and all these other movies that he had done. But they're saying that Bryan Singer, filmmaker, film director in Hollywood, have been doing this for quite some time, for years, for decades, they said. Like, dang. Well, let's go ahead and read it. Thumbs up to The Atlantic. Well, shout out to theatlantic.com. And he was telling this 17-year-old guy that he was abusing, no one is going to believe you. Well, I guess they do now. The Bohemian Rhapsody director Bryan Singer has been trailed by accusations of sexual misconduct for 20 years. Here, his alleged victim tells their story. Okay, Bryan Singer. Over the past 2 decades, Bryan Singer films The Unusual Suspects, Valkyrie, Superman Returns, 4 of the X-Men movies have earned more than $3 billion at the box office, putting him in the top tier of Hollywood directors, right? He's known for taking risks in his storytelling. It was Singer's idea, for instance, to open the original X-Men movie with a scene at Auschwitz, where a boy uses his superpower to bend the metal gate that separate him from his parents. Studio executives were skeptical about starting a comic book movie in a concentration camp, but the film became a blockbuster and launched a hugely profitable franchise for 20th Century Fox. Now, let me just stop there. 20th Century Fox, y'all knew that he would have these accusations. If this was going on for 20 years, y'all knew. Y'all knew. Stop playing. Y'all just want that money. Singer's most recent project debuted in November. Critics gave Bohemian Rhapsody, which chronicles the rest of rock band Queen, only lukewarm reviews, but it earned more than $50 million in its opening weekend. By the end of December, it had brought in more than $700 million, making it one of the year's biggest hits. The film's success should have been a triumph for Singer, proof of his enduring ability to intuit what audience want. In January, he won 2 Golden Globes, including the award for Best Drama. But Singer was conspicuously absent from the ceremony. Why he didn't show up? Well, and his name went unmentioned in the acceptance speeches. He had been fired by 20th Century Fox in December of 2017. With less than 3 weeks of filming left, reports emerged of production and chaos. Singer was fuming with his cast and crew and had disappeared from the set for a day at a time. On December 7, 2017, 3 days after, The Hollywood Reporter broke the news of Singer's firing. A Seattle man named Cesar Sanchez Guzman filed a lawsuit against the director, alleging that Singer had raped him in 2003, when Sanchez Guzman was 17 years old. The day after the Deadline Hollywood published an interview with a former boyfriend of Singer, Brett Tyler Skopek, in which Skopek described a lifestyle of drugs and orgies. See, we've been telling y'all about this nasty stuff going on in Hollywood. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. So we've been telling y'all about this dirt going on. This is not the first time that a film director or actor been accused in Hollywood of raping these boys. You understand? Y'all remember Kevin Spacey. Y'all remember what Corey Feldman said about what's going on in Hollywood? But let's get back to the article. According to multiple sources, Fox had no idea that Sanchez Goldman lawsuit was coming when the studio fired Singer. Still, Sanchez Goldman claims shouldn't have been much of a surprise. Almost from the moment his star began to rise, Singer, who is now 53, has been trailed by allegations of sexual misconduct. These allegations were also well known that 4,000 students, faculty members, and the alumni in the University of Southern California has signed a petition asking the school to take Singer's name off one of its programs, the Bryan Singer Division of Cinema and Media Studies, which the school did immediately after Sanchez Goldman filed his suit. As one prominent actor told us, after the Harvey Weinstein news came out, everyone thought Bryan Singer would be next. See, everybody knew that he would be next. You see, this is what happens. See, the studios like to keep this underground. As long as you're doing what they're saying, they're not going to bring up any accusations. They do this all the time. You should know that when you go back asking for more money, they're going to say, "Hell, remember that claim against you? Remember that loss? Remember that young boy that you sexual abused? Well, we got him out there, and he's saying that look now, you don't be coming back here asking for no more billions of dollars." Okay. See, in Hollywood, this is just not black people going through this. White people also go through this as well. Remember Fast and the Furious, what's his name? Paul Walker? And all of a sudden that he died after he was asking for more money on the franchise. And people immediately say, "Oh, you're engaging him in conspiracy theories." Yeah. So-called conspiracy theories. If we can prove it, it ain't no damn conspiracy. But thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe, though. Hit the cash out, like, share, and subscribe to keep our content going. Screw 2 do not like it when you speak truth to power. But anyway, it is coming out that Bryan Singer, who, hell, is getting, I think is a billionaire almost, if he's not already. He's made these studios $3 billion. And Fox was trying to pretend like, oh, we didn't know that he was been accused by this. We didn't know he was been accused by this. He sexual assaulted some boy, his assistant. Oh, we didn't know about that. Stop lying, Fox. See, this is happening every time. Like I said, a studio, when you make these studios a lot of money and then you start to come and collect, they always got something that is going to basically say, "Hey, don't be coming after your money that you earn. You better take what we give you, and that's it." You understand? Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe here. But I just wanted to weigh in on Bryan Singer, X-Men director. Now it goes on to say that we spent 12 months investigating various lawsuits and allegations against Singer. In total, we spoke with more than 50 sources, including 4 men who have never before told their stories to reporters. A man well called Eric told us that he was 17 in 1997 when he and Singer had sex at a party at the director's house. Another well called Andy, they're disguising his name as Andy. We'll call him Andy. Says that he was only 15 the same year when he and Singer had sex in Beverly Hills Mansion. Both men said Singer, who was then in his early 30s, knew they were under 18, the age of consent in California. Okay, they knew that they were under 18, the age of consent in California, right? They asked the Atlantic to conceal their identities for fear of retaliation, and because they didn't want certain details about their past made public. Okay, the accusations against Singer covered a spectrum. Some of the alleged victims said that they were seduced by the director while underage. Others said they were raped. The victims we interviewed told us that these experiences left them psychologically damaged with substance abuse problems, depression, and PTSD. Okay. So yes, there's many But the Singer's lawyer is Andrew B. Breller noted that Singer has never been arrested for the charges with any crimes, and that Singer categorically denies ever having sex with or preference for underage men. He also disputed specific details of the story and noticed throughout that Singer himself wrote an Instagram post in October that reads in part, "I have known for some time that they may be a negative article about me." He goes on to say, "They have contacted my friends, colleagues, and people I don't even know. In today's climate where people's careers are being harmed by mere accusations. What these reports are attempting to do is a reckless disregard for the truth, making assumptions that are fictional and irresponsible." End quote. There you go. There you have it. We won't read all the other stuff because right now these are just been accusations for years and years and years. And I told y'all this is what the Hollywood industry do. They'll wait and they'll basically when you come and get your money, they already know that these accusations are against you. You see, they would just want that money. They wanted all the billions of dollars that Singer had brought into Fox Studios. And when he said, okay, well, hell, let me go ahead and get some of that money, and told these folks, hey, man, hold off on your lawsuit. We'll be able to settle, blah, 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 blah. And then if they don't work out for him, they say, okay, well, hell, let him make his last movie, and then y'all go after him and not us. Somebody talk black to me. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe here. But anyway, enough from that. But that was just the breaking news out there in Hollywood. Let's go back to Kim Porter. Like I said, a Minneapolis jury on Thursday convicted former police officer Kim Porter on all charges she faced for fatally shooting black motorist Daunte Wright in this year with a gun, not her taser. Potter, a former Brooklyn Center officer, showed no emotions as Hennepin County jury found her guilty of first-degree manslaughter, meaning she improperly used such a force and violence death of a great bodily harm to any person was reasonably foreseeable. She said she accidentally killed Wright by shooting him with her Glock when she meant to fire her taser. Jurors also found that Potter guilty of second-degree manslaughter, which required a finding only culpable negligence that created unreasonable risk and consciously takes chances of causing death of great bodily harm to another. The jury, one black person, two Asian American people, and non-white people, convicted her of the lesser charges at 10:30 a.m. Tuesday, according to jury forms read in court, and reached its verdict on the more serious charge at 11:40 a.m. Thursday, jurors said on their verdict form. It took the sequestered panel more than 27 hours of talk since Monday afternoon to arrive at their verdicts. Potter, 49, who faces a maximum of 15 years in prison, is scheduled for sentencing February 18. We have a degree of accountability for Daunte's death, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison told reporters outside the court. Accountability is not justice. Justice beyond the reach that we have in this life for Daunte. But accountability is an important step, a critical, necessary step on a road to justice for us all, he said. Wright's mother, Katie Bryant, sobbed as the verdicts were read, and Assistant Attorney General Aaron Eldridge, the lead prosecutor, cast a quick smile at Wright's parents. Bryan thanked prosecutors and community supporters during the long fight for accountability. The moment that we've heard guilty of manslaughter, one emotions, every single emotion that you could imagine just running through your body at that moment, Bryan said. I kind of let out a yelp because it was built up in the anticipation of what was to come while we were waiting for the last few days, she said. Judge Regina Chu ordered Potter to be taken into custody with her bail revoked over the objection of defense attorneys. Chu said Potter is looking at serious time behind bars, and I'm going to require that she be taken into custody and held without bail. I cannot treat this case any differently than any other case, she said. Potter was demonstrative as the verdict were read in the moment of courtroom arguments immediately afterwards, other than when she crossed herself for a brief moment. Potter was handcuffed, and both of her attorneys put their hands on her shoulders before she was taken away. Potter's husband, Jeff Potter, a retired police officer, loudly said, "I love you, Kim. I love you," she responded. Ellison said he felt sympathy for Potter and her family, but added she would be able to correspond with them and sit with them no matter what happens. But the Wrights won't be able to talk to Daunte. Wright was shot April 11, about 10 miles from the courthouse where former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin was tried for the slaying of George Floyd. Days later, Chauvin, who is white, was convicted of second and third degree murder, as well as second degree manslaughter in the killing of Floyd, a black man whose death on May 25, 2020, touched off a summer of national protests calling for an end of institutionalized racism. Potter's trial was held in the same courtroom as Chauvin was tried. An argument for continuing freedom on bail, defense attorney Earl Gray repeated Potter's insisted a trial that Wright's death was an accident. She's not going to run. She's not going to commit any more crimes, Gray told the judge. She's been convicted of an accident. She's been convicted of being reckless. The defense team left the court without speaking to reporters. A tearful Potter testified in her own defense last week, describing a chaotic scene that required her to make a split-second decision. All right, enough of this. Now listen, I told you all that the white supremacists, basically these race soldiers and the female Karens that become police officers, they always try to weaponize their tears. And her husband is not caring about her going to jail. He's going to make up some excuse. Damn, I finally got out of that marriage. He's about to divorce her ass. He probably already got another Becky somewhere. And we already know that, that they basically, she's basically lying about intentionally shooting this man with her gun instead of tasing him. She was lying. And then that poison display of going on the ground crying and crying and crying. She did the same thing on the jury. Amber Guyger did the same thing, y'all remember. And it's just today's jurors are just they're not willing to you're not swaying anybody no more. You see what once worked in the 1960s and 70s and putting all these black men in jail, and we're finding out that after 15, 20, 30 years that they're not guilty for raping these white women. People are sick and tired of these scams these white women are playing. These games that y'all play with y'all tears so that y'all men can say, what? That nigger did what? Oh, let me go and get this gun and let me go get that gun. No. That's not working anymore. The jurors are becoming more and more intelligent that we don't want to be in a society where a Karen can get somebody shot and killed, and then she use her tears and tell her man, and since he's in power and running everything, I didn't mean to shoot him. Oh God, oh no. Oh. You see, that is not working no more. See, Derek Chauvin is in jail. You see, Amber Guyger is in jail. You see the guy that shot and killed, we have other reports of police officers finally getting 10, 15 years, and we want those sentencing to be increased because this shows the race. The white supremacists and their racist police race soldiers, that we do not want police officers showing up killing our kids. Okay? And that race soldiers who killed and those race soldiers who killed Breonna Taylor, they should be in jail too. That race soldier who killed Ma'Khia Bryant, he should be in jail too. You see, we have to understand that justice, it has to go both ways. If you're going to put a black man or a black woman in jail and then put us in jail and increase our jail time and give us heavy sentences for which basically you're hiding your corruption and this excessive, sentencing of black people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, when do we start getting justice? That put these white racists in jail for them out here shooting and killing unarmed black folks. You understand? And even in Ma'Khia Bryant case, where they claim that race soldier was justifiable, no, we see all the time where police officers have basically, was able to take knives and stuff from these, from people who have them. We see them all the time. We see white men all the time waving these axes and guns and knives. But if a black person got it, I'm just going to shoot him. But if it's a white person, I'm just going to disarm him because I know, this is about white supremacy. And the fact is that we do not want to kill you. We want you to disarm you and take you and go buy you some Burger King and get you all cleaned up so you can be a good person back in white society. And so that's the reason why we always said that we have a 2-tier criminal justice system, one for white people and one for black folks. But as more of these race soldiers keep on going to jail, it's good. It's a good thing because it shows you just can't lie just because you want to kill a black man. And we didn't have Benjamin Crump out there. No, we didn't have Al Sharpton out there yelling and screaming and hollering everywhere. We didn't have Lee Merritt. We didn't have any of those people because the Wright family said, no, we don't need all y'all. We got our attorneys. We got, like I said, whoever we're going to hire. If there's going to be a civil suit after the criminal trial, we got our attorneys. We don't need no activists trying to come and get no camera shine. We'll do this ourselves, you see. Because a lot of times, every time that Al Sharpton and Lee Merritt and Ben Crump come out there, they try to appease the crowd. You know what I'm saying? You understand? So the same place that Derek Chauvin met his faith is the same place that Kim Potter met hers. And as we continue to put a lot of these race soldiers in jail and to basically go in and destroy institutionalized racism and white supremacy, then we replace this with the system of justice, then hey, we all can live in a good society then, you see. And so that's what we've been advocating for in the black media. You understand? So yes, so her sentencing, I think they said would be September the 18th. Hold on, wait a minute. I might be wrong. Because September 8th. No, it's not that long. Wait a minute, I said September 18th. Her sentencing is set for February 18th. I said September. February 18th. And so February 18th, and then so the judge said, no, we're not gonna let you go home. We're gonna revoke your bail because hell, we don't want you trying to leave the country. And we're gonna basically keep you in jail. You're gonna be in jail until you're sentencing, you see. So she thought that she was gonna get out for a few more months and stuff and all that. Nah. No, let us stay in jail. Let us stay in jail until her sentencing. We don't need her trying to run for it. No. We're not going to do that. Okay. But every time this Attorney General Keith Ellison, every time he come out, he said the same damn thing. Hey, accountability. It's not all about accountability. It's about just basically making sure that you get these white supremacists out of these police departments. And the same thing with the district of court, the DAs and the judges, because the judges also control these cops and these race soldiers. So the judges need to be disciplined too. We need to get away from qualified immunity, period, because these judges are getting away with a lot of white supremacist things too. Okay, go back and read my article, or I'm sorry, listen to my article or what I just did the other day on the judge who was calling that black dude nigger, 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 nigger all over the place. And then it came to find out though that she put a $20 bill on her car somewhere outside that anybody can just come into her yard, and while her family there, looking on a video, seeing that these people come into a yard because they're trying to get that money. Oh, there was allegations coming out about that. I don't know how true it is, but what this judge and her family was doing, they was up there saying, "Let me put a $20 out there on the car. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that nigga right there. He gonna probably come up there to the yard and try to take it." While we all on the video, their family, whole family out there yelling and giggling and laughing and talking about, "Hey, look at that nigger. Let's stop him," and blah 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 blah. You see. So she was looking for this type of trouble. And this is the type of judges we're putting in office. And that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why the courts, I mean the president, the mayors, the and the Senate and all these folks, that's the reason why they basically are the ones who elect most of these judges, because they don't want the people doing it. Because in order to maintain white supremacy, you have to select certain type of judges, that's going to maintain that all across the state. I mean the country, and so that's the reason that why they don't want the people electing judges. You see, now they get elected as far as the chief judge and all that. That's appointed by the people. But then, hell, when you turn around and look at the chief judge, he's putting all of these white supremacists, or she putting all these white supremacists on the judgeship. We have to talk more about that. The district attorneys that y'all elected, let's talk more about these race soldiers. We're see in the black media, we are not against a white racist for having a job. I have no problem with a white racist having employment. You have to have money and work just like everybody else. But stop getting into those jobs that is affecting me. You understand? That's all I got. That's my whole problem with it. You're getting into positions that affects me. And we want the race soldiers to stop getting into those positions. That's it. Stop getting into those. Stop being district attorneys. If you're going to be a racist and a white supremacist, stop being a police officer. Stop being a judge. Stop being a district attorney. Stop being a politician. Go and work for some employer or somebody else, or even your own self, where you're not enforcing or encroaching the wrong rules and regulation up on me and destroying my life and destroying my people's life. That's all I got a problem with, you see? And that's why the black media exists. That's the reason why we're taking over the narrative and, telling the civil rights generation and these other people who try to come out and that the white media just basically try to prop up to be our leaders. That's the reason why we basically are coming out, destroying them all the time that we get. You see, we have to do it because in order to save black people from their conditions, you have to speak truth to power. If you have not really gave us a thumb up, like, share, and don't forget that we're going to be talking about Kenneka Jenkins' case. And as far as I wanted to, when my calling for the 2 security guards and some of the morgue employees and the white female, I'm calling, we're advocating for their arrest in the Kenneka Jenkins case. And that's going to be next week as we lay down the evidence. You're listening to the Lawyer Henderson podcast show. This thing is not even letting me end. Oh, man. Come on. Come on, slow computer. Let's go. End it. Well, time. Okay.